So I rushed back to my job. I was speeding like a bat out of hell, and I got back to my job. And the reason why I went back to my job because the highway it was on my right hand side this time. So when I was speeding away from her, she was still following me. So something in my mind was like, "Don't go home because if you go home, she gonna know where you stay. Bitch, go back to the job because at the end of the day, this ain't about me. Okay, this y'all shit. I'm going back to the job. You know, I go back to the job." I went to the job. You know, in order for us to get in, it's a long process. So I made the people in the front entry call the lieutenant and tell them what happened. So they told me to come back inside to write a statement. So let me just say this. The reason why I went back to my job too, another reason is because if you know about the prison system, they do stuff to set you up. So I'm not talking about the inmates. I'm talking about the employees, the lieutenants, the investigation team. They do shit to set you up. So I was just covering my own ass because it was just out the blue that this girl would be riding around with all this fucking money trying to catch me, speed. I'm talking about all this shit. It just didn't make sense. It didn't add up. And it was just like, I just wasn't taking it in. Like, this was reality right now. I felt like I was in a fucking mob movie, like on Law and Order or some shit. So I went back to the job because I didn't know who was in on it. I didn't know what kind of games they was trying to play. I just, at that moment, I felt like that was the best thing for me to do. So when I get to the job and I go through the process, get to the shift office, these motherfuckers, when I tell them what happened, they watch the camera. They see her pull off. Mind you, she was in the parking lot from 9:30 to like 10. It's no reason if you at a prison. We have people who drive around every 30 minutes. We got two cars that drive around every 30 minutes. They have to do rounds. Their job is to make sure everything looks like it's supposed to look. So it's no reason why somebody should have been in that parking lot from 9:40, 9:30 to 10 o'clock. Then we left at like 10:30 because we was just talking shit in the parking lot. That's number one. Number two is when I went down there and they reviewed the camera and they seen her follow me and they, seen all that shit. They laughed about it, right? They laughed about it. And they was like, "Oh my gosh, this never happened before. I can't," like, they made it seem like I was delusional. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, they just didn't make me feel like I was safe at this point. And three, when my lieutenant was saving the video in the system, he saved it, and he was like, "We're gonna save it under so and so stalker," and laughed about it. I didn't take that shit as a joke because that was my life. That's how I felt. So yeah, that's what happened. Nothing else happened after that. The next day I got a camera from my car, but they did nothing.